As my sacred text says, my people are destroyed because of their lack of knowledge. Hey, social media, it's Stephen Middleton coming to you from the Possibility Action Network. Our mantra is, I am, I can, and I will. I am Possibility Man. Today, I want to share with you on the theme, Monetize It, but before that, I want to remind you that we'll be migrating from my personal Facebook page to a page, from this page, that will focus on the Possibility Action Network and the work that we want to do in social media. The reason for this migration is that, I have my family and former co-workers on my personal Facebook page, and they may or may not be interested in this conversation, but I want to attract people who are interested in possibilities. And when they come to the Possibility Action Network page, I want them to be aware of what they're up to. So we'll be migrating to a page dedicated to the Possibility Action Network. This will take place over the next few weeks. And by the beginning of April, we'll be doing things from this page as well as other social media outlets on the internet. But for now, I want to share with you on the subject, monetize it, and let me first share with you what I'm talking about when I say monetize it. By monetizing something, I am saying that we can turn something into money. In fact, we all do, all over the world. They may not call it money in every community, but we're talking about legal tender. So to monetize something is to change something from something into legal tender or into money. For example, in our culture, most individuals trade their time and convert that into money. If you have a job, when you go to work during the day, you are actually giving your employer your time, your labor. In exchange for that, you get money. Others may have a product that they sell. Pick any store that you enter into. They're giving you a product, and what they want from that product is your legal tender, is your money. Some people, believe it or not, trade poverty into money. A beggar on the street is actually using poverty to convert into cash. Others use fear, yes, to convert into money. So monetize it, the monetization process is translating something into money, and they include the kinds of things that I've said before. So if I had a diagram, which I don't at this particular time, you would see the monetization cycle. And to keep it simple, I'll only use 3 elements of this cycle. First, the first element is trading, the trade of time for money, or the trade of a product for money, or the trade of poverty for money, or anything like that. That's the first element of this cycle of monetization. And the second cycle, once you accumulate money, once you've made the trade, then you want to convert that money into an asset. Some people buy a home, which is an asset, an important asset. Some people may buy a car, which is an asset. So you put that, some people may buy stocks, which is an asset. So you take that money and you put it into an asset. And the third element in the cycle is to use that money, and this is the tricky part, for something more. Now, most people then, when they get to this third element, they trade their time for money, they get an asset, which actually is the money, and maybe something else, but then they spend their profit on everything else. Some people then buy fancy clothes with it. Some people are invested in pretty shoes. Some people like to take lots of vacations. So therefore, by the end of a certain term, their money, which they had traded their time, to convert it to an asset, to get this money, is all gone. The third element in the monetization process is the trickiest element. For some people, though, when they trade time for money and convert this money in an asset, they're after something more. The something more could be, I want time freedom. I want to build more money. I want to have cash reserves. I want to be able to take a vacation and not be broke at the end of my vacation. Some people would say, I cannot afford to go on vacation because I don't have any capital to sustain me until I get back so that I can engage in the trade, time for money. This third element I want to emphasize is very tricky because you want to be able to use the resources that you have to purchase the thing that's most important to you. And if buying a new car is most important to you, I'm all for that. If buying new shoes is most important to you, I'm all for that. If freedom, time freedom, is more important to you, of course, I'm all for that. So now, everyone monetizes things. This is just the way of it. This is the way nature works. In fact, money is a lot like you. Money is a lot like me. Money is just energy. Yes, I said that. And you probably think that I'm off of my rocker. But however you conceive the universe, however you conceive, many people use the word God. God actually is money. Money is simply energy. Money is not real. It's simply a tool for us to get what we want, to do what we care to do, and to have what we want to have. So money then is in constant flow. Money has to flow. Many people, today is Wednesday, many people will get paid on Friday, and by Monday, a lot of that money is going to go away. Because that third element, remember, is a very tricky element. Because most people just let it go as opposed to building the most important asset for them, which could be time freedom. So this energy we call money is in constant motion and is always flowing. This is just the nature of things. But if you want to purchase your time freedom, if that's in your destiny, that's available to you as well. But I said that everyone engages in monetizing something. And I want to give you a couple of examples. Now I have my sheet here with just a few key examples. The government monetizes things. I live in the United States. I know that I have friends and associates in other parts of the world. But I'll tell you, the United States of America as a government has been monetizing things from its inception. And I'll give you a classic example offered by Alexander Hamilton. Now, Hamilton wanted money for the government. Hamilton recognized at the time, in 1789, that the government didn't have any money. So he wanted to make an exchange. He wanted to give something to accumulate money. So therefore, they persuaded Congress to pass a law that allowed them to issue certificates, to issue a sheet of paper, which simply was a promissory note. That after so many years, the government would regain that piece of paper and give the individual who purchased it money. That's monetizing paper. The second thing that Hamilton wanted to do was to sell government land. So the government had land that was outside of the United States. The government wanted to convert it into money. So the government, the United States government, was able to sell the land and acquire money from it. That's monetization. Entertainers monetize many things. For example, consider the entertainer Beyonce. I like Beyonce. But Beyonce, in addition to her songs, in addition to the beautiful lyrics that she puts out there, in addition to her melodious voice, if you go to any magazine, you'll see that Beyonce is monetizing her physique, her figure, by the way she dresses. I was just surfing YouTube for certain things recently, and I saw Beyonce, and it gave me pause because I didn't know that you could wear that kind of stuff on YouTube. So Beyonce understands how to monetize something. And in her case, she monetizes her physique. Other entertainers may monetize vulgarity. I heard a song recently and it stunned me. I had to stop and say, wait a minute. You know, it wasn't on the radio. I don't know where I was. Maybe someone had pulled up. Yes, I was at a gas station. Someone pulled up to pump gas. And he was blasting the music, through his windows. And the kinds of things that I heard in those lyrics, just stunned me. Now, I'm not a prude, but one would not expect to hear those kinds of words coming from a song. But that individual knew that he was monetizing vulgarity, because we came into contact because he did some work for me at my house. And he asked me if I could give him a loan, if I could loan him some money. Now, the odds are against him giving me that money back to me. But he was monetizing his poverty. He asked me to consider his poverty and to exchange cash for his poverty with the promise that he'll give me my money back. We'll see if I get my money back or not, but I doubt it. But here's my point. People monetize things, and that's just the way it works. This is the way the world works. This is the way civilizations work. And this is the way it always worked. I'm going to offer a gift to someone regarding monetization, a gift of an idea. And I want you to help me find someone who is willing to monetize this idea. I had the pleasure of going with someone that I know to get her hair done recently. And she wanted to get braids in her hair. And she was calling around various hair shops or salons or whatever they're called to find out if they found hair, if she could buy hair. And she wanted kitty hair as opposed to the big hair. If you've seen someone with locks, they have the big hair if you're in a particular cultural group. So here is my gift to someone. And I want you to think of someone who's a single parent, who may have 1 or 2 kids. And ask them this: are you willing to put forth a little effort into monetizing something? And I want them to monetize hair. That is, I'm suggesting that they buy hair wholesale. I am confident that on the internet, there are places for an individual to buy hair wholesale. And then they sell this hair to individuals in the marketplace who they meet or who they know uses hair to make braids or locks or anything else like that. And I would challenge this person to go to organizations like Jack and Jill. Go to sororities like, I think it's called AKA and Delta. And those are 2 that are just rolled together. Go to churches, especially these mega churches with tons and tons of people. Make connections and ask them, where do you get your hair? Would you buy your hair from me? With a reasonable markup, this person might be able to develop a customer base. And this is how you monetize things. Now, as this person monetizes hair, as this person accumulates an income because they are selling hair, the second step, remember, you want to use this money as an asset to invest in something else. I would suggest don't spend it all. Contact the Possibility Action Network and we'll see if you have any suggestions of how you can use that money to build even more money. That's my gift. And I want you to help me get the word out. And I am confident that an individual who wants it can monetize hair in this market, and they can convert hair into a tangible income. And of course, I hope that they'll complete the circle of not only just spending those resources, but putting those resources into places that could build even more. What stops people from monetizing the kinds of things that we've talked about? What stops people from engaging in the monetization process? Now remember, I said from the outset that one of my sacred texts says, my people are destroyed because of their lack of knowledge. But knowledge is everywhere. Another text says, wisdom is crying in the streets. Look at how people can be destroyed from their lack of knowledge. Just want to give one quick example. Let's imagine, in fact, a friend of mine recently had surgery on her right wrist. She had some inflammation building up on her wrist, and she's been doing things to treat it. But the doctor told her that there was so much buildup on her wrist, he had to shave the inflammation off. So he made an incision into her wrist of about 1 inch long, where he scraped the inflammation from the wrist. And then the doctor sutured up the wound. And then he wrapped it, with some type of fabric. And he told his patient, in a couple of days, you may take that off. Don't expose it to water. Don't mess with it. Allow it to heal. See me in about 14 days, and I'll remove the stitches. Now suppose this doctor was not aware of the natural process of healing. And he did not suture the wound. And he did not cover it up. And he did not tell his patient not to mess with it. And the patient goes home and exposes the wound to water and continues to pick at it and pick at it and pick at it. Do you believe that the wound would heal? The answer is no. The healing, the prosperity is built into the system if it's right for you. Now, you do not control your life. I do not control my life. I do not know what your destiny is. But your destiny and my destiny will unfold. But what we get to do then is to do the next thing that gives us joy, the next thing that puts us in a better feeling place, the next thing that raises our vibration, the next thing that raises our consciousness. And we know when we are up because we are rocking and rolling when we are up. And that's the place you want to seek to be in. And if there comes a time when you're not feeling it, take a break. As the kids used to say, take a chill pill. Hey, go chill out. Stay in bed, watch a movie. You'll recover. Because if you don't pick at your emotions will cover as well. Lastly, what stops people from pursuing their dreams? What stops people from monetizing? Monetizing. Everyone has to monetize something. Your time, a product, or something. Poverty, fear, or something. What stops people in their tracks? I've considered this. What stops me? What might stop me in my track? Fear. That's a big one. The fear of failure. The fear of what other people will think about me if they know that I had a product. I told some people about the product that I have. I love my product. It's a great product. But a few people got angry. Don't tell me about your product. If I had a weaker mind, I would quit. Because they seem to have been angry with me for having a product. They aren't angry with Apple. I bought an iPad recently, the iPad Pro. Sells for, my gosh, if you get the upgraded one, you can pay about $1,500 for it. People aren't mad with Apple. I think Apple grossed over $220 billion in 2020. People aren't mad with Apple, but they don't want you to have a product. Maybe some people don't. I want you to have a product. And I commend you if there's a product, and I commend you if you're monetizing it. But what holds people back? Fear. The fear of failure. The fear of being criticized. The fear that other people might not approve. What holds people back? Doubt. Self-doubt. Not believing that they can do it. But I want to tell you now, and I'm discovering this, and you know this. I mean, you're built like this. You know this. You know that you're built to reach the goals that have been sown into your being. As I said, I don't know what you want, but if it's there, it's for you. I know that. no matter what. If it's there, it's yours to pursue and to get. So fear thou not. Release doubt and pursue what you want. What else holds people back? A lack of understanding. That used to hold me back, a lack of understanding. A lack of understanding of how the system works. Look, the system works in a certain way. If you do things in a certain way, you must succeed. If that is your destiny. And you'll know if it's your destiny about how you feel. You'll know that you're on the right path. And there's no reason why the creator of the heavens and the earth wants you or me to be in lack. What else holds us back? The system holds us back. The corporate system. Many of the owners of the McDonald Corporation. They don't want you to. If they could hire you without giving you minimum wage, they would. If Walmart could hire you for less, I don't know what people make at Walmart, and I don't want to single out Walmart. If a merchant could hire you for less than minimum wage, they would. They don't want you to prosper. They want to keep you just above poor, for you to work in their shop, in their store, for you to do their bidding and allow them and their stockholders to reap the harvest. So the system, could be the corporate system that can hold you back. What else might hold you back? Now, I may get some flack for this one, but the government, politicians may want to hold you back. They may want to persuade you that what you need is a stimulus check. Just get stimulated a little bit. Give you $1,000 because of COVID. Give you $1,000. How far is that going to go? $1,000 because of COVID. Don't want you to do more. They aren't going to create a lot of good paying jobs right now, building up the American infrastructure. So the government itself can hold you back by giving you the illusion that the government is going to take care of you, that the government got your back. The government has never had anyone's back, no matter if the leaders are enlightened or not. Governments don't save people. People save people. So what can we do? What can I do? Well, I'm surrounding myself with a community of trust, a global community of people that I can build a relationship of trust. My associates and your associates can be the same, and perhaps are, span across the world in different cultures, different languages, different faith beliefs, a community of trust. And this is what we want to build in the Possibility Action Network, a community of trust. I'm not sure if you've ever been in a command center before, where people sit around and talk about what's the best course of action. In other places, they call it the war room. And it doesn't have to mean war as in battle. Politicians who are running for political office, including, the President of the United States, they may call their room the war room, where they bring people together and they explore possibility. And that's what I desire to do with the Possibility Action Network. And if you are like-minded, like me, I care about optimal physical health. What's right for me? Now, I'm 67 years old. I live with muscular dystrophy. I cannot be LeBron James, but I can be physically the best version of myself that I can. I care about people experiencing emotional wellness. And I am so fortunate to feel connected to people around the world who are committed to the same ideal. And we can support you and support others in your life who want to experience greater and greater emotional health. And thirdly, we in the Possibility Action Network believe that it's possible to achieve financial fitness. Now, we're not talking about all of us becoming billionaires. That's ridiculous. And we're not saying that, you'll have all of the money, that you can spend. That's ridiculous. But let me ask you this. If you can increase your reserve by $1,000 a month, would that make a difference for you in 2021, in 2022? If you can increase your bottom line by $5,000 a month within the next 5 years, would that matter to you? If you could learn about how to buy term insurance if you're head of household, so that if there's something happens to you, that your children, your family, won't have to cry twice. That your wife, if you're married to a man, that your wife is crying twice, crying because she lost her mate, but crying also because she has these 3 children. The Possibility Action Network is in this space to support you in achieving your goal. So that's why I'm here. Thank you for joining me today. This is Stephen Middleton with the Possibility Action Network. Our mantra is I am, I can, I will, and yes, I am Possibility Man. Until next time, good day.